Welcome back, our lovely breadcrumbs to Sandwich, the podcast where we review movies and you can choose to listen or join in the conversation. I'm Meat.
And I'm Cheese.
And today we are reviewing the 2009 movie adaptation of Astro Boy. Toby, an intelligent young teen, outsmarts the school enough to leave early to spend time with his dad. But when his dad, a state-of-the-art scientist, is caught up in an expo of a military exploration, Toby does whatever he can to join in on the fun. Of course, this includes accidentally dying at the hands of an overgreedy military. While in grief, the scientist recreates a robotic replica of his son using the one thing the military wanted to weaponize. Now the hunt is on for obtaining this replica by everyone but his creator, the grieving father of his lost son.
This movie was fun.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah. I spent more time, digesting what was happening and, of course, doing my normal nitpicking. But, when I was writing the intro, I really had to think about it. I'm like, wow, he literally just spent all this time creating a replica of his son with his memories, his DNA, or, to get their memories, and then totally just said, nope, not my son. Starting out with the director, David Bowers, who's an English animator, a storyboard artist, a film director, screenwriter, and voice actor. Interestingly enough, he was a story artist on The Prince of Egypt and The Road to El Dorado, two of my favorite animated movies from my childhood. He was the storyboard supervisor for Chicken Run, another favorite of mine. He also did the supervising for Shark Tale and Wallace and Gromit and Flushed Away. And then he also directed the Diary of Wimpy Kid series, the live action.
Oh?
Yeah. With actors, of course, we have Freddie Highmore. That was one of the...
Oh, yeah. I was surprised at how, littered with A-list actors this movie actually was.
Right? It is crazy. I want to hear the actors besides Freddie that you recognized.
Watching Arthur, I would not have recognized Freddie Highmore's voice, but, the opening credits didn't help. There was, brief opening credits, so I decided to listen for the voices. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 others.
Oh, wow, I only have 7 total, so you got one more than me somehow.
But which one did you... Okay, you list off the ones, and then I'll say the one that I don't have.
Okay, I got Nicolas Cage, who is Dr. Tenma.
Who's always amazing, and everyone should know who he is.
Christian Bell, who played Cora.
Okay, yeah, she's awesome.
Charlize Theron, who was our friend's narrator.
Oh, we also have a different one.
Oh, okay. I just know that guy... Or, sorry, not that guy. That person from, Mad Max and Hancock. She was that beginning narration.
Oh, yeah. I saw that she was... Because I looked at the cast list after. Yeah. And I saw that she was on there, but I was like, I've never seen any of the movies she's been in.
I loved her in Hancock. That's my favorite movie she's in. And then I've only known her from the Mad Max.
Oh, is that the Will Smith one?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I've seen that one. But other than that, I have no idea. But I saw it once a long time ago, so I just remember that Will Smith is in it and he has superpowers.
Yeah, the best movie, actually. I feel like that is, top tier. Bill Nye.
Bill Nye was in this
Not
movie?
Bill Nye. Bill Nye.
Nye.
I don't know how to say his last name. But when I saw that was his name, and I know this guy. I've seen his face so much.
Wait, who did he play?
What do you mean, who did he play? He actually was 2 characters. He was Robotsky, and he was also Dr. Elephant. So the short, white scientist, white-haired scientist next to Dr. Tenma. He was also Dr. Robotsky.
Okay. I don't know which one Robotsky was.
He was one of the,
Was he, the basic one who was like, no, don't do it, governor? And then the governor is just like, screw you, guy. And then shoves him away.
Maybe. He was the red robot, I believe. Or the boxy Robotsky.
Oh, the mailbox.
Yeah. Yeah. And then...
And the RRF.
Yeah. And then I have Samuel Jackson, who played Zog. And then also Nathan Lane, who played Hammock.
Oh, nice.
What ones did I miss that you had?
I also had Eugene Levy. I think he was the butler.
Oh.
But he's amazing and wonderful in everything he's in. The most recent movie that I've watched him in besides this is Bringing Down the House, but he's also in a ton of other ones.
He is a great actor.
And he's in one of the Cheaper by the Dozens, and then he's in a bunch of other movies.
He's also in a lot, like almost every single American Pie there is, and I remember him so well because of his eyebrows, actually.
I also had Donald Sutherland, who played the chief guy, the mayor. He's most known for the Hunger Games movies. He's President Snow.
Oh, you know what? I should have caught that.
And then the last one I think that I have that you didn't have, because you wrote down Kristen Bell, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah, so that was an extra.
Was Alan Tudyk, who I know mostly from what was that show called? The one with the guy who does a thing. The movie based on it is called Serenity. Firefly.
Okay.
But he's also been in a ton of movies. He's a very fun actor, and he's really hilarious.
Yeah, I've seen him. Where have I seen him? Where he has like a German accent.
Yeah, he's in a lot of fun movies. Like in A Knight's Tale, he's the stable guy. Who like directs what's his bucket's horse. He plays Weaselton in Zootopia.
Oh, he's a great actor. I can't believe I didn't catch that either.
Yeah, he's funny. He was part of the reason is he was like one of the squeegee robots.
Oh, okay. The funny thing about Nathan Lane, Hammock, is I really didn't realize that, like, a lot of these actors, sometimes I just don't realize their names, I just know their faces and their voices, but he's in
a lot, too.
Yeah, I literally only think
Lion King 1.5.
Well, no, here's the funny thing, though, is, like, I literally have in the notes in all caps, did not know that this was Timon. I know his face mainly from Mouse Hunt. Like, that was my favorite movie that I would put on over and over again. And I loved him in. Really don't know.
Have you ever seen The Birdcage?
No.
That one's also funny.
I'm gonna have to watch it. Like, I don't get how
Him and Robin Williams play dudes who own a gay bar.
Okay.
And they are gay, so.
If it's got Robin Williams in it, too, I'm gonna have to watch it.
It's really funny.
Gonna have to
definitely recommend.
Will do. But I don't get why I didn't clock that he's the voice of Timon. Now that I think about it, I'm like, of course, because in Lion King 1.5, of course I'm like, Pumbaa! And it's just there, and I don't get why I was so fooled. No, maybe no wonder I like Mouse Hunt so much. Maybe it was because, I like Lion King 1.5, which, don't know if I've said it on the podcast before.
You've definitely said it before.
Well, I'm gonna say it again. Lion King 1.5 is the only good Lion King.
Wow,
or it's the best Lion King.
Huge reach.
There's people out there that have never seen it, and they need to be cultured.
It is a pretty funny one. I will give it that.
It is.
It's literally just them rewatching the first movie.
Well, no, and it fills in the bits in between. You learn about.
Yeah, but they pause the movie and then talk about it. It's like.
Yeah, that's comical.
Watch with us podcast.
No.
Yeah,
they don't do it the whole time. They do it like little bits and pieces, and then the end they want to rewatch it again, and everyone wants to rewatch it together, and they squeeze in the theater. Jafar's in there for some reason.
I gotta admit, did not recognize Sam Jackson's voice. He had like 3 lines in this movie. Like, that was Sam Jackson? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Fun fact, this was his 3rd animated film, next to Incredibles and Star Wars The Clone Wars.
He was in the Star Wars The Clone Wars movie?
Apparently.
Huh. Interesting.
Apparently.
But not the show.
I also had a fun fact about Kristen Bell, who played Korra. That was her first time voice acting before going on to Frozen. So that was the movie that kind of like, hey, I did so well here. Now,
that's literally the only reason why I wrote down her name.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, she's Elsa. I'll let it be.
No, she's Anna.
Oh, even worse.
What? Oh.
I think Elsa's better. It's just a better story.
That's
not
fair.
Gonna lie.
For those who don't know, I figured some people would know, but in case you don't know, this movie, Astro Boy, is based on the 1950s manga anime series by Osamu Tezuka, which is...
He's a legend.
Yes. And it's also why the ending kind of involves a new alien enemy to follow the style of events of the original pieces, as in
that's interesting.
quote-unquote ongoing adventure, because it's not like a standard movie style, where, like, you have this whole dynamic and it should be closing, but it actually just recycles and opens again. Kind of like how The Incredibles did, now that we kind of talked about it.
Oh, yeah, the Mole Man.
Yeah. So, but the style of that not only being an alien, but it just being like a weird, I guess not weird, but this whole thing is, representing that that culture.
And I was like, this is kind of a weird turn.
Right, like you just wouldn't expect it. Like a movie about democracy and military, and then all of a sudden.
And sort of like.
But yeah, that was you know, in case anyone didn't know, you always want to pay tribute to the history. But also, this movie, just like Speed Racer and Dragon Ball Z Evolution, tanked in China and Japan, but was a huge success in USA. And I remember loving all three of these movies when they were released, especially Speed Racer.
I didn't like the Evolution movie.
You didn't? The guy who played...
it bothered me a lot.
Maybe we're gonna have to watch it and talk about it.
It's a garbage adaptation, in my opinion.
Oh, that's fair. I never watched the original.
Probably why it was good to you. Yeah,
so it's interesting that it tanked in China and Japan, because, I mean, I probably get it. The originals, or what those three movies were based on, probably didn't stand up too well, like you think with Dragon Ball Z, you know.
I'm honestly surprised this one tanked. Because it's such a good movie. Maybe the
China and
problem
Japan
was,
it did. But...
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just like Westerners animated this, and it's our content.
Dr. Elephant, which I think is pronounced Oliphant or something like that. That's what I thought it started with an O. That's not the original name of the doctor in the comics. It's supposed to be this really long word that does start with an O, but they changed it in this one.
I mean, they probably made it more westernized just to make it easier to understand, you know?
I think, honestly, that's probably, you know, I agree. That's probably why they didn't like it as much, because it did, to me, reflect more of, like,
Did
American...
he have the name of the original guy?
Professor Akanomizu.
Oh, yeah. Kids in the United States are not going to be remembering that.
No. But, you know, it did have a lot of Americanized culture, especially with the whole idea of colonization and war, like what the mayor like represents. To me, that was just 100% America coded. So maybe that's why they didn't like it. But I think I get it too. I feel like we enjoy these movies in America, but it might be insulting to the Chinese and Japanese
source material.
Yeah, and even the watchers. But yeah.
But there's been so many ridiculous movies that have been made that you're like, why was this made? And then you're like, oh yeah, it was based on a thing from Japan, and then all of a sudden it's just like, wow, that was... I don't know. I feel like that sometimes, where I'll watch an adaptation of a thing, and then I'll be like, that was garbage. Why was it such garbage? And then I like go to the source material, and I'm like, oh, they changed like 95% of the stuff. I think every country is good at making good movies. They just sometimes don't make good movies using other material as like a source, or
like they know their primary audience, so if they try to take it overseas, it might not hit well.
Like, do you remember the Fred movie?
I loved the Fred show, and the movie was pretty okay. I mean, John Cena.
I don't remember. I didn't watch it at all.
I liked the Fred movie because I was really into the Annoying Orange series.
Oh, sheesh.
Judgment call.
It's not judgmental. I'm just saying sheesh.
Did you know, too, and I wonder if this would have changed the movie, but Scarlett Johansson was set to voice Korra, but was replaced by Christian Bale for unknown reasons. Last fun fact that I have, did you know the name Astro Boy was only said twice in the movie and only by Hammock?
That actually makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It was either like Astro or Toby, but never Astro Boy, because, you know, that was his fighting name.
So last time I said that I hadn't seen this movie, but I realized after seeing the emo girl that I did.
Oh, why?
I was like, I've seen this movie, but I don't remember anything about it.
How could you? When you started watching it, were all the memories flooding back? Because you don't see Korra until like midway in the movie.
And I was just like, oh, I don't remember this character.
Only that character.
Yeah.
That's only what
That's
you
all
remember.
that I remembered about
Even
it.
after seeing her, nothing like resurfaced?
No, I still was surprised that Hammock was actually a bad guy. I was like, oh, this guy seems nice, and then he's like, get fighting, and he's electrocuting him, and I'm like, oh, never mind, he's not that nice.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe you. Maybe you only watched the movie for the sole purpose to see her.
I didn't even know she was in the movie, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I watched it and then remembered her specifically, then that's like the only reason why I would remember that I watched the movie.
Maybe you saw like a poster with just her on it.
Oh, no.
No, sorry.
Because after seeing this stuff, I was like after seeing the Hammock stuff, I was like, okay, I think I have seen this before. Because like it started with her, and then I was just like, as like a faint trickle,
right?
Where when Hammock was like first electrocuting Astro, and then he was like, "He's just a robot. He doesn't feel anything." Blah, 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 blah. I was just like, I have no idea what's happening, but I feel like I'm getting a weird sense of deja vu.
I've been here before.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's funny, that exact scene made me think of the movie Chappie.
I've never seen it.
It's the same concept. It's like this what's his face?
A robot meant for war actually is pretty decent.
Oh wait, maybe it wasn't Chappie then, that's a different one.
Short Circuit?
No.
Have you ever seen that movie?
I don't think so.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. I think before like AI was pretty bad, we never really thought about how robots that form a consciousness end up being that AI. I remember like watching these robot movies, these sci-fi robotic movies when I was younger and thinking, oh, that'd be so cool if like, you know, the robots, they have these feelings and then like they don't have to be abused anymore, and then like fast forward 15 years, it's like, oh, they're all AI. But like, you know, the media like thinking it's like bad or whatnot, but like they're like making these robots, you know, it's just weird. Like if you kids who grow up now watching those movies, if they ever went back to watch older movies, I don't think younger kids do that too much. Well, I like to think, oh yeah, of course that's AI, like just knowing that automatically instead of being, at least I was like a naive kid, not
I don't know if I would count Astro Boy as AI.
No, I'm not saying Astro Boy. I'm saying like the
like Chappie and Terminator and all those other ones.
Yeah, definitely Terminator too, because the whole called Skylink.
Yeah, it's an AI.
Yeah.
Like they even like
say it in there too.
Yeah.
It's in the description, and just I don't know, when people are like, oh, when AI quote unquote first started up the last 10 years, when people are talking about it, it's like it's been in the movies for like, or in the media for like 20 years. And
people have been fiddling with it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Since like the 80s.
Yeah. They're trying to warn us.
This is what happens if we create robots that we think will fight for us.
Yeah.
And they ended up turning on us.
Go figure, right?
And then Arnold Schwarzenegger comes back in time.
Yeah.
That movie, phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
I did not realize until my most recent like full watch through of it that it's a horror movie.
Really?
Yeah. Did you know that it's a sci-fi horror?
I mean, it would make sense.
Yeah, it's literally just, it's like a Alien or whatever, where super powerful thing, hunts a human. It's like that same kind of trope. Although I think he dies in the end. I don't remember.
Oh, like definitely sci-fi goes first. Usually, like me, I don't listen after I hear sci-fi. I'm like, I'm in.
But obviously, I was like, whoa, this is a horror movie, because the dude just like walks through most of what comes at him.
Oh yeah.
Like,
was it Terminator 2 when he isn't he on the cover with like no skin?
I have no idea. I can't remember T2.
I love that it was just called T2 too. I love that. I think it was that one where they send like other copies that look just like him or something like that, and then the skin melts off and it's just like the red eyes and the whole like metal suit.
T2 was the one where the melting guy was the bad guy.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the melting guy, and then you only see the inner.
No, he can like morph.
Oh.
Like he can like look at you and be like, "That's the person I want to be," and then just like.
Oh, I need to watch it again.
Go.
But then that's the one when I got. That's the first time I got really scared. Not like super scared, even though I said really scared. But I think that's probably when I clicked. It's technically part of the horror genre too. Is that area where he's like, I don't know, like there's fire exploding, I think, and it's just the metal fighting and no like skin.
Because if I remember right, in T1, in Terminator, they just crush him. Like that's how they win.
Yeah. Because
he's a robot, so he just gets crushed.
And then now he's shuts down.
Those are great movies. We need to watch them sometime.
Sci-fi. Love sci-fi.
Yeah. Back to this.
Yeah, back to the scheduled program. What's your favorite parts?
I wrote down a lot, like I normally do. How about you?
You can see all my favorite parts. This little chunk.
Oh. Do you want to start with yours?
Sure. I like any idea of futuristic worlds. Dystopians are usually my favorite, and I think this would be like a...
Would the Terminator fall into dystopian?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
I think most sci-fi movies fall under dystopians, actually. But dystopians have a little bit like, specialized trait. I think.
Wait, what's a dystopian mean?
So, you have, the concept of utopia.
Where, like, everything is good,
Perfect,
everything's
right.
fine.
Yeah, usually the movie starts as utopia. Yeah, where everything's perfect, you're having such a great life, like Metro City, where nothing can go wrong, you have the robots cleaning for you, and then someone, usually the main character, unfoils what's actually going on and understands that this is cruel. I mean, they left everything down below is just dystopian. It's all chaotic. Usually is what dystopia means, is complete chaos, the opposite of a utopia.
Oh, like the surface world.
And then, like, that utopia actually isn't so great because the person that was president is, like, controlling everyone and, using fear to win the population and yada, yada, yada. Or people think differently. They're like, oh, we don't talk about surface people. Like, oh, you're going to be dumped over the side, or, oh, we can just buy you, we can just control you, yada, yada, yada. Like, that's kind of like a dystopia. My favorite dystopians are usually, like, feminist dystopias, so, like, Handmaid's Tale. I don't know if you ever read or heard that one. Love that one.
I've heard of it, but nope.
It's really good. Other favorite dystopian, like sci-fi dystopians, like those ones where there's one where you go to space. There's a lot of sci-fi movies where you go to space, but
like WALL-E.
WALL-E's a dystopian too, yeah, technically. I mean, people probably won't admit it, but you have that same concept where it's a utopian place on the ship, but really, we have AI robots. We have the surface world being in ruins. We have that one plant to save the world. Yeah, that's a good. See, you understand dystopians perfectly. I love them. But like futuristic worlds, dystopians, utopian cities. I've said this before, but I also love when I can see. I think I wrote a note. Oh, I even put WALL-E too in here. That's really funny. So just the base idea of the movie. I once in college, my freshman year, took an ISEM class that was called like Red, White, and Blue or whatever, but it was basically taking a deep dive in most horror movies and understanding the reason why they're made and how it connects to the world during that time period of either when the original story was being represented, like Frankenstein, or when that specific movie was released. Like if it was released in 2009, what was going on in 2009 at the time in the world.
Okay, so they like represent something more than just
than the content, yeah. Which actually, I can never look at movies the same, and this is why I always have so much to talk about, is because movies were made for a reason. It's not just to, sometimes most movies are literally just there for fun. But if you look at other movies, you can see the hidden message, or you can see, this is why we connect too, is we see familiar things throughout the movie that remind us of what's going on right then and there. Even years later, we can see, this reminds me of what's going on today. It's 20 years later or whatnot. It's an interesting concept, and like I said, similar to WALL-E, how we're treating the world poorly and how it'll end up is, we have to separate from the space world. That's kind of like what we've been struggling with for years, of how people are saying we have to treat the world better and whatnot, or we don't want to put too much faith in robots or misuse them, or there'll be like an uprising, or this whole idea with AI, like we're advancing too much, yada yada yada. Like it just makes you think about morals and self-worth and whatnot. This movie is just less pinpointed and more like broad, like, hey, you can watch this over and over. It's not specifically set in the year of the early 2000s, but more like every year it applies, because it's that idea of the self-annihilation and overuse of AI or robots and whatnot. So it's kind of cool. That whole idea. I like that idea. And I already said it when I was talking about Christian Bale, when I was talking about Charlize Theron, the beginning narration.
Charlize.
Thank you. Charlize.
Zero.
Cool name. And then when she's explaining the utopia and how it got there in the beginning, I always love a good animation in the beginning. An animation that's different than the animation style in the animated movie. Love that.
The only one I didn't like was the Winnie the Pooh one. That one was creepy.
Hey, I love that one. I don't know what you're talking about.
That messed me up. That destroyed my childhood.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my specialty.
It was really cute, though. I also wrote down. I like the way that the little butler robots were drawn. I was like, oh, that's kind of cute.
Yeah.
they serve us our food. And then I was like, oh, it's a cute little guy.
The part where, like, what is it when the robot goes to do its job? Like the good robot or the nicely put well robots go do their jobs for society, and then it gets like blown up because it's like testing cars, and then there's another robot. Yeah. They're like, don't worry, we'll get that mess cleaned up, and totally just alienates the fact that...
Oh yeah, the robot was like, I got a job, and he's like carrying a briefcase and just get run over by a car.
Yeah, just to be murdered, like, dang. And that really like sets up the idea of like, you're just tossing it away, you know? Sure, it's testing a product, but shouldn't you...
And then I think that they even went to the length to be like, don't worry, we've got it. And then, like, I think the sweeping robot...
Yeah, it looks exactly the same. Like, don't worry, I'll keep your nose clean.
Like, gets smushed, too.
Did it? I thought it was just cleaning up the mess from the one that got in the car crash.
Oh.
I
don't remember, but I thought that there was another one that came up and cleaned up the other robot, too.
Yeah.
Like the sweeper robot got run over as well.
Oh, maybe you're right. Don't worry,
we got another one for that.
Maybe you're right. I just remember thinking like, dang. Sure, they're robots, not humans, but dang.
Yeah, the RRF was created for a reason.
They didn't get far, but hey, give it a few more years, they're underdeveloped. I love that the kids are so smart. I mean, Toby is super duper smart. But to me, that's what I look forward to. I know like utopia is never going to exist without it eventually going to ruins, but I've always envied those movies because I want the society to be super smart, to just be so advanced instead of what I've been seeing for years. It just like irritates me so much.
Wait, like in our own world?
Yeah.
Wait, why are you comparing fantasy to reality?
But no, like all the sci-fi movies, the kids are always so smart. I just want our society to be so smart, or at least like 25% smarter. Are you saying
that this generation is dumb?
I need us to be better, man.
Oh shit.
I don't care if that means that like they kill off like there's this movie that I think which one is it? It's either Jake or Logan Paul. I don't remember, but there's a dystopian movie that one of them stars in, and you have to get a certain score, and it's kind of like the SATs, and that's kind of what its underlying is how stressful the SATs are. And if you don't get a certain score, you get killed off.
Oh, kind of like the Hunger Games.
Kind of, yeah. And which is also dystopian. Good job. And that whole concept, I was like, maybe we need it.
I honestly thought, like, I'm gonna like bring this up because I thought it was funny, and you can see I etched it out in my notes.
Yeah.
I thought that Toby was already a robot. I was like,
because of that scene when he's in school.
Because he's just like...
Honestly?
Hey guys, it's only been like 20 minutes, but I'm done with the hour and a half test. And I was just like, it's kind of weird that they don't know he's a robot.
I meant to put that... Oh, that's really funny of you. I meant to put that in my most hated parts because I think that doesn't show that he's really smart, because literally she's like, oh, I'm so bored, I'm just gonna pick him. Like, do you actually know the answers? Or
no, he knew the answers.
No, I know.
That's what they were alluding to.
I know, that's what they were alluding to, but it was so fast for comprehension that he knew the algorithm. Like, oh, I know this question's gonna ask about this. Not saying he was cheating, but more of, if they wanted to sell it, they shouldn't have made him go super fast as it was. Because, like, it should have been questions where... Or maybe this is what I should say about society, like, standardized testing.
Well, I mean, maybe it was, like, an astrophysicist. Like, you know, stuff that his dad specializes in, so he's grown up hearing all about it.
Yeah, but it should be questions that, like...
So, like, random kids who have never heard of it are like, oh, man, this is tough.
No, this is the problem I have with standardized testing, is it should be questions that you have to comprehend what the story problem is talking about, because then you may know the formula, but you might not know the values to put in it.
We also don't know his score.
100%. It showed it when he took it.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, he got 100%. But I was just like, you know, it was too fast. Sure, you could say that he's smart, but, like, again, standardized testing isn't about actually knowing how to do the problems. It's about being able to memorize the answers. And, like, I don't feel like he comprehended the questions very well to be able to be like, yeah, it's this, this, and this.
Yeah, but I mean, if you already knew the information, then...
If the values changed, though, you know?
Well, what if they have, like, a set value because they're in such a...
It's physics.
Like, society is, like, so far ahead that they don't really need to worry about... Like the values probably don't change that much based upon the current information. I mean, they're a city that's floating in the sky.
Yeah, that's true. I was meaning, like, if you had a rocket that's moving at 40 I almost said velociraptors.
The velocity of, like, 40 whatever.
Yeah, and you wanted to reduce the speed by 21% over Newton's law or whatever. I don't care.
I love that scientist.
Just make it up thing. And then you'd have to do the math, like, oh yeah, that law means that it's always going to be at a 42-degree angle of incline, and if I'm reducing by 21% specifically instead of 25, then I have to do that math. You know, like, that's what I'm saying.
Also, not gonna lie, it kind of looked like one of those multiple choice question tests.
They were all multiple. That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
So he was just like, oh, it's that one, 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 it's that one.
I know, I hated that. But I see how you thought he's a robot, because it was kind
of...
Yeah,
I was like, that's crazy fast.
There's, like, no way.
And so I was like, that's kind of weird that they don't, like, assume he's a robot by how fast he took that test. Because a robot would get it perfect.
Yeah, honestly.
And so that's why I thought he was a robot, is because he got... Oh, that must have been the tie-in. It must have been like, oh, he got 100%, he must be a robot. There's no way that they don't know.
No. I also appreciated when, when Toby was super smart kid, like street smart kid, but also book smart, when they were taking him away to not see the show anymore, which, like, screw that military guy. Once he learned Toby was super smart, it's like, you can't actually watch this. I was like, man. He was like, nobody likes...
It's because he dissed him.
Yeah, true. But jeez. When he was being, like, shoved into that... Was it a closet? Yeah, it was a closet, right? The guard guy put him in a closet?
I have no idea. It looked kind of like a timeout room, maybe? I don't know.
Timeout room for sure. I appreciate when they show Toby taking the key card instead of just being magically acquired. I hate movies where they're like, oh no, like, don't put me in here, and then... Oh,
to, like, forward the plot, they have, like...
They automatically have the key card.
Don't you understand sleight of hand?
Well, yeah.
Most of the time people don't know. That's the...
No, I'm saying, like, they did a shot where they showed him, like, sneak the card out of it instead of just automatically be like, oh, they shoved him in there and they pretend like this whole thing, and then he, like, slyly pulls it out, like, you never saw me take the key card, but I got the key card, like the audience. I like to know him. Instead of just magically assuming it's possible he did it. You know, like, you see, like, oh, this was a ruse. I appreciated that part. When the soldier confessed his love for Astro Boy after saving him from falling off his ship when he was in the city.
Did he say, I love you?
Mm-hmm. He's like, I love you. Because he was holding on to him.
Oh, yeah, that was super cute.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. When he brings Zog to life, and the kids painted him, I thought that was really cool. That was
fun.
I like that mainly because it brought all the kids together, you know?
I love the twins that were like, twin 1, boy, paints death monsters or whatever. Twin girl 2 is like, oh, unicorn. Mm-hmm. And they're like right next to each other.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool.
Like, that's cute.
That one kid who didn't know how to write or read, and he like tries to spell Zog and it doesn't go good, so like, we'll just paint over it, it's okay. He does Z-G-O.
Oh, yeah.
Like, remember when,
Yeah, he spelled his name wrong.
Yeah, and then earlier, too, when the dog robot, I don't remember his name, tried to...
Trash can?
Trash can, yeah.
That's just what they called him.
Dog
I don't know if that was actually what his name was, but...
You know, he probably was a trash can.
He was also voiced by a dude, apparently. I saw that in the credits, and I was like, oh, that's weird.
Okay, that's fine.
That's cool.
Cool, it's
I mean, people can make noises with their mouth. That's whatever.
That's cool. Yeah, you know, it's money.
Rawr, rawr. See, I'd be a great dinosaur.
This is the start to your voice acting career.
Yeah.
I loved him and Cora's friendship. I really was rooting for him to tell Cora, like, that he was really a robot. I wanted them to have that connection. And I loved how it showed that he's not like a typical robot. He literally has a blue cord and like gives him the capacity and all these memories that gives him the capacity to feel.
It would be really rough to lose your kid. But I think that Dr. Tenma in this movie could have done a little bit better with like understanding that he uploaded the memories into the robot, so it is literally his son.
Right, and then how much it hurt for him to be like, you're not my son, go. He's like, oh, like that heartbreak for him is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
But ironically, my next favorite part is when he literally said, you may not be Toby, but you are my son, in the end. Before he inserts the core back into him. when he's like instructed to get out. I was like, oh, for the win, Nicolas Cage, for the win, because yeah, you know, he's not Toby, he's Astro, but he's definitely like his son. Also, controversy opinion, I think I liked Astro more than I liked Toby, because he wasn't really as mischievous as Astro.
But they're the same.
No, there's a difference.
No, they're the same
You
character.
can't say the same. Astro is his own being. He is not Toby. He makes that clear. It's like, I am not Toby.
I mean, he's not, but also
Exactly.
he is.
But he may have the memories, but he forms his own.
I would just kind of, you know. Okay, we'll get to this.
Okay. I like that Astro wanted to save the city over leaving with his
in their rusty old car. I love that car.
Yeah. And then I also liked Zog helping to revive Astro. So yeah, those are my favorite parts.
Oh yeah, I love that I think it was Dr. Elephant didn't forget about Earth. Like, that was when I realized that they were a city floating in the sky.
Oh yeah, like his sole purpose was
it was like, guys,
reviving.
We can't forget about the surface because the surface is important too. That's how we got up here. When they first introduced the Red Core robot and they were having the little robots like come in and fight it, there was one of the robots was like, I hate my job.
Oh, I honestly love that one.
It was so funny. And then I loved it again. Dr. Elephant, he's peak.
Great.
Lovely guy. He goes I actually had to rewind it to write down this quote. One of the scientists came in and was like, man, he's kind of he's getting kind of crazy. And then Dr. Elephant said, if you lose your son like that and don't go crazy, you're not a human being.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, oh,
impactful.
Wow, that hits me where I live.
Or even there was a part too when he was retrieving the blue core for Dr. Tenma. He's like, you know, it's crazy and technically unethical for him to do that because that's against their job. But he's like, I can't. I don't remember word for word what he said, but I think he said, I can't deny the request of a grieving father. I was like, wow, what a great guy.
Oh yeah, I don't know why, but I wrote down solve the equation in a fun way.
Oh, I don't know what you mean. It was when he was being homeschooled, and because everyone probably knew that Toby was dead, and he didn't want to like let him go out there, yada yada yada. And they're doing equations at home, and Toby solves it. But when he solved it, he apparently encrypted a code.
Oh yeah, the cowboy.
The cowboy, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. And I also like the flying machines when he had to do the flying machine robot, or the flying, yeah. And I love that. The butler robot that kind of took care of him was like having fun and getting excited too.
See, they're capable of having feelings.
I also loved him interrogating the cleaning robots because they're just like, this punk don't even understand us, and he's like, wait, what did you just say? And then they're like, he can't really understand us, can he?
Like, no, I can hear you.
And he's like, I understand you, and they're like, rah! I also loved that Toby, on his first flight, was already helping people regardless of the fact that he, like, just was like, wow, what's happening? What's happening?
He's a good kid.
I also really liked the dog bot was actually a trash can. I thought the robot exploding was funny when he was just like, I need help, I'm so low. And then he just, like, explodes. You know, when Astro's on the trash...
Yeah, the heaps, the dump station.
Yeah, and there's like a robot that just explodes. It was so funny to me. When they're like talking about the pizza, they're like, yeah, check out all the toppings. And then they're like, the toppings are bugs. And then Hammock looks down and he like lifts up the piece of pizza and these cockroaches run away and he's like, ugh! I thought that was funny. I love that one of the RRF dudes is just a fridge. And I'll get to that later. But I love that he was like when right before the little event thing, they were hiding so that they could free Astro or whatever, and Fridge was just hiding in a fridge box. I was like, dude, he set himself up for that one.
Yeah.
I love that Dr. Elephant loved Toby so much that he was just like, bro, we can't you can't shut him down.
Yeah.
Because whether you like it or not, he's your kid. And then Tenma was like, fine. And then he gave the blue core to the elephant and was like, or no, he gave it back to Toby and then was like, go run, get out of here. I love that. Mm-hmm. I can't believe the president lived.
I know. I would have thought
he like got sucked
died.
into the robot, and I was like, dude's dead.
One of my least favorite parts.
Makes
no sense.
I was like, okay, and that was like pissed me off too. Like just getting into this right now, I was just like, wait a second. So the kid at the beginning got blown to smithereens,
right?
And the stupid mayor
dude
who's like, I'm all for war. Let's go to war. Even though the service people are like, yeah, we're just chilling down here.
Yeah.
We battle robots and they get crushed, but we're just chilling. And he was just like, they're on the verge of... We'll get to that.
Honestly, though, it wasn't one of my favorite parts in an unironic way where he walks out of the rubble and he holds up his arm and he goes pew pew and he's really just a human. Like, I love that part just because it's like, you dummy.
People are like, let's get him. They're just like trampling basically. Mm-hmm. I wrote down got arrested immediately. That was really funny.
Sorry to steal your thunder.
No, I love that Zog was able to jumpstart Astro, and then I love the window squeegee wiping the eyes of the spritzer.
Yeah.
At the end when he's just like, and then he's just like, I got you, and then he like, as he's like crying. I thought that was funny. I thought it was cool that Astro kept Toby's childhood charm, where he was just like, oh, this is fun. And I wrote down servitude is a kick in the balls. Because I'd hate to be a service robot who's just like doing his thing and trying to be helpful, and then humans were like, you're just a robot, you piece of trash.
Right, I'm gonna get a new model so I don't need you anymore.
I was just like, wow, that sucks.
I want to try to guess your favorite character.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, I have a I don't know the percentile on that, but I have a chance to actually guess it. I think one of your favorite characters had to be Professor. No, maybe it's Doctor in this one. Elephant.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I don't think I could finish the movie without that after writing down one of his quotes.
Oh right, yeah, 100%. Who are your other 5?
I'm gonna do my favorite one, the last.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't name your favorite top one.
So I also liked Astro/Toby.
2 different characters.
Because, well, yeah, but like they're the same character at the same time.
No.
Well, he uploaded all of his memories. No. Dude knows that he's Toby.
Bro.
They're the same guy, basically.
Toby was so reckless. Astro, not as reckless. Because he's more invincible, but...
Are you kidding me?
What do you mean?
We'll get to that. I really like Tenma. Mm-hmm. Because I thought that was like an interesting shift. Where he was just like... Because I know that there's... And I love this in movies where there's a character who's like pissed that the thing is happening. And then when thing is pointed out, they're like, oh yeah, shoot. Because like he got time to think about it after Astro was lost.
Oh yeah.
And so he had a ton of time to think about it, and so he's shifted. Because when he first been listed as one of my favorite characters, if he didn't make that shift. And then I worked on Hammock, because I forgot Hammock was a bad guy. Like a horrible dude.
How could you?
Who was just like, ah! Well, this was like pre-Robot Wars. I was like, cool, he makes the robots fight each other, that's fine.
You didn't go back and just cross out his name?
No. I did cross out Orin, though. Orin is the...
Butler one?
Butler.
Why'd you cross him out?
Because I didn't know that that's how you spelled his name. Because I kept hearing it different, and so I had to rewrite it over and over again.
Honestly, I probably would have done, like, O-R-A-N, but I think when I saw it, it was O-R-R-I-N.
Which actually makes sense, because if it's said that way in Japanese, and that's how it is.
Yeah, you could have just... Doesn't matter. I spell the words wrong all the time.
Yeah, but I wanted to, like, write it down right.
Oh, okay.
And then my absolute favorite character that made me laugh so hard was Mike the Fridge.
Of course. Hi, Mike the Fridge. I'm the Fridge.
A fridge. It's so funny because the other dude's like, I'm whatever. I'm the leader of the RRF and all this other stuff. And then the big red guy's like, yeah, I'm the muscle. And then Mike the Fridge is just like, yeah, I'm Mike the Fridge. I'm a fridge. And I was like, yeah, that's my guy. He's a fridge. That's all he's got, and I love it.
More on
Oh, and I forgot to mention a part that I actually really love.
Oh, yeah?
When the three of them were like, you can't hurt our friend Astro. As they're talking to the giant robot, and then he's just like, Rah! And then they're like, the robot, the leader guy, like looks around and he's like, oh. And then the fridge and the mailbox dude are running away, and he's like, oh, I'm just gonna go with them.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, we did it, the resistance. And then one guy's like, we didn't actually do anything. He's like, shh.
He's one of us.
More thing on Bill Nye, which again, I don't know if that's how you say his last name, but I know he's not Bill Nye. It's just Nye with a Y at the end.
Oh.
When he plays Robotsky and stuff like that, the original, when I wrote down my actors, I forgot to say this earlier, but when I wrote down my actors, I only had him down as Robotsky because that's what the cast only had him down as. Apparently, he wasn't supposed to be Dr. Elephant, I think. Because originally, when I was looking at it, he didn't come up as Dr. Elephant.
Maybe he did certain parts.
No, he did the whole character. I think something last minute went wrong or something. But I also thought it was weird because it's been a while since I've seen someone voice two characters. I just thought it's weird because they're like separate characters, but you know, it's crazy that you might not recognize them as the same voice. I just really liked Dr. Elephant. That's why I brought it up, but also Astro. Not Toby, Astro.
Yeah, because you hate Toby.
I mean, I think he's just a reckless kid.
He was just curious, like every kid is.
Well,
I thought it was weird that he didn't. Okay, we'll get into that.
Well, we're about to get to our hated parts, so go for it.
I thought it was weird that he didn't have the memory of literally evaporating.
Well, how short-term and long-term memory works is you can have things in your short-term memory, but for it to transfer to the long-term memory, you have to go a certain amount, or you have to sleep for it to kind of... Because that's like the important thing about sleep is your short-term memories flip to your long-term when that happens. Like certain things, not everything, but certain things can have the ability to move. It's like a reset button, like a computer.
Yeah, but he was also uploaded into a robot.
Yeah, but he didn't sleep. Those short-term memories didn't make it through.
He didn't sleep after he was vaporized. He didn't possibly remember that he was vaporized.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's so reckless. He's like, Dad, I just wanted to look at it, so I went really close to the robot. Like, what do you...
Well, he was trying to sneak around. He didn't know that there was going to be a wall that came up.
That's fair, but, like, why would you sneak around to get close to it? You should just, you know... There's just things that just, you know, make sense. You know, he's a little, like... He's a little punk. You know, when he was Astro, he's like, oh, yeah, I ripped these pages. That's him being a little reckless, but he was making something beautiful instead of, like, sneaking into weird things, you know?
And that was one thing that also bothered me. I don't know, it always bothers me when dads don't really pay attention to their kids.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, wait a second. When Tenma came out and you just watched his... was watching Toby like play with the flying machines and stuff, and he was like, "You are not my. He's not my." And he was talking to Dr. Elephant, and he was like, "That is not my son." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? You haven't been around for like the first 6 to 7 years of his life, and you're criticizing him for doing something, literally that you probably did when you were a kid." Whatever, I don't care. The problem is that I was just like, okay, you don't even know your kid, and you're like, that's not my son. My son is a genius. I'm like, dude,
like, this is
shut
exactly
up.
This is exactly what Toby would do. And the fact that he got so mad, I mean, I get why he got mad at Oren for, like, wearing the hat, but, like, bro, I know you want to preserve this memory, but no, he's doing exactly what Toby would have done, just not as annoying as Toby. But, like, I was gonna say this when you were talking about him being one of your favorite characters. I full-heartedly would agree. There's no but here. I'm saying, like, I just have higher standards for my favorite characters, but...
you don't like Mike the Fridge? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
She doesn't like the fridge. He's a funny character.
He is a funny character, okay.
He adds to the movie.
Gosh. He's got, like, blue-collar humor, you know, that's great. I like it when, like, most people would think, oh, Dr. Tenma is not a great person because he's not a great dad. But yeah, the fact that how you were talking about earlier, when he comes back around, is beautiful. Like, just like that fact that you are able to grow. He has arguably the biggest arc in the story because he starts thinking one way and he changes his whole outlook. Everyone else has like tinier arc. There's no bigger eye-opening experience than for the father.
And I think it's kind of cool because if you think about it, right, there's in like psychology, like throwing this into your field because it would probably make it a little bit easier for at least me to understand. I don't know, but like I'm like throwing this into your ballpark because I don't know if it's like accurate. There's a lot of parents who lose kids when they're young, and like kind of the default setting is to try to replace that with something else. Like it kind of is like maybe a mental thing.
Yeah, no, 100% it's a mental thing.
Where you're just like trying to divert the fact that you lost your kid into some other thing instead of dealing with the feelings and the stress and everything that comes with it when you lose a kid who's younger than teenager age. Because apparently I don't know the age of Toby at all.
He was 14.
What?
Yeah, he was 14.
There's no way. He was like 3 feet tall.
I'm pretty sure he was 14.
There's no way. He was 3 feet tall. I was like, what? This is a pint-sized puny kid.
13, sorry. He was 13 in the original comics, but... Well, it says his 2009 film he was 13. I mean, I remember them saying 14, but maybe he was almost 14 because he was about to have his birthday. Then he
was
died.
Like half of Tenma's size. I was like, there's no way a 14-year-old is that tall, or that tiny.
Hey, you know, when you're smart, you're sometimes really short.
Because you get stuck. Maybe his mom was short. They never showed the mom.
Yeah, she's dead.
Oh, really? Did they explain that?
She had been dead. Maybe it's just insinuated.
Maybe she got thrown in the garbage like the little girl.
Maybe she was really a robot and she was the incubator.
What?
Different sci-fi.
Do not get me and started off with that. Wow.
He was destined to be part robot. Anyway, to answer your question about it is, yeah, it's this part of the stages of grief. You know, you have denial.
Oh, yeah.
You have anger, you have bargaining. I don't remember the exact order, but you don't follow the certain order. Sometimes you do different stages first, but it always starts with denial, like, oh, he's not dead. Bargaining. Oh, if I give up some of my time, I can get Toby back. If I take the blue core, I can get Toby back. If I sacrifice his hat, I can get him back. And then anger, he lashes out. Of course, the end usually always ends with acceptance, but there's one more stage in there. I just don't remember what it was.
So it's literally just a grieving. Tenma is literally just a grieving father.
Literally, 100%. Like, it's Dr. Elephant talks about it the whole time. The whole movie's about him grieving and go through those 5 stages.
Maybe he should be the main character instead.
I mean, in a different light, he kind of is.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know. And he has that's what I'm talking about. He has the biggest change. You to see, like, more of him going around.
But, besides just becoming a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. But even with nowadays, what are those called? What are those babies that they have that are not kids' toys, but they're for grieving parents who lose a baby?
I have no idea.
They look heckin' realistic.
That's kind of... Okay, I'm not going to say weird because I know that it helps people.
It does help it does help people.
It helps the babies.
Sorry, I'm thinking...
I got my baby a baby.
I think they're called babyborns or something like that.
I have no idea. I've never
reborn.
heard of
They're called reborn dolls. They are...
How realistic are they? Let me see.
I'm pulling up a photo for you. You can get them to look. It is crazy.
I can't do it.
You know, it's uncanny valley.
I saw the one with hair, and I was like, I can't.
It is honestly how crazy.
Don't show me.
You don't want to see more?
No, I don't.
Some of them are kind of bad made, but I mean, like, look at that.
You're just like, this kid's plastic surgery did not go through.
Well, like, some of them are like very well newborn, so of course they're gonna look like like odd, but people will get these, and you know,
basically immortalize their baby.
Yeah, and they're like weighted.
Man, I wouldn't.
Yeah, they're handcrafted with love and with reborn artists.
I'm not gonna lie, that kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I mean, it does too, but yeah, it does help people.
At the same time, I would understand.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, I don't. Yeah, it does. It is giving me heebie-jeebies.
But the replacement aspect of the stages of grief is definitely like evident in that sort of a thing, where people are like, well, obviously mental health is never at the forefront of most people's minds. Most people just think about the money they can earn from getting whatever. So it's kind of neat to see something like that, where it's like, we want to help you feel okay for a brief moment, however long that moment lasts.
There are some people who are addicted to getting them, even if it doesn't represent like a baby they have. So
like collecting the weird dolls.
Yeah, I think there's like My Strange Addiction episode where someone just collects them, but treats them like they're actually their babies though. Like has
has like 700 babies.
Yeah, like has all the grieving process attachment style to it without actually grieving a loss of their child. Or
they just collect babies.
Yeah, but like
I
still
think
like,
would be like
you know,
a red flag, you know.
Oh, yeah, honestly, yeah, and that's what gives a lot of cred. And there are some people who keep them forever because they can't. I mean, honestly, losing a child like right after giving birth to it, or even like within the same year or a couple years, it hurts, and yeah, it's probably like, the worst pain.
Like the way that I kind of understood it. So I'm pretty empathetic, and so this is how my brain works. One of my friends lost a kid like weeks before they were supposed to be born, and I was like, imagine putting in all that prep work, doing all this other stuff to go in for your like final checkup, and then the doctor goes, we can't find a heartbeat. That would be so crushing.
It would be. And sometimes mothers can feel when there's like, well, obviously you can feel like a heartbeat, but they can feel something being wrong, the psychic connection. But to go even deeper about it, like most women 99% of the time have like postmortem depression, right? So their emotions are super heightened because they need
what does postmortem mean?
Like after birth.
What's after death?
Maybe I don't know what it means. Oh, postmortem is the examination of a dead body. Okay, what's the
So postmortem is the death one.
Yeah, postnatal. Sorry, postnatal. I've always postpartum. Sorry, no, postpartum. Which postpartum? That's what I'm thinking of. Postpartum just means after birth. Okay, that's what I meant to say.
Like a stillborn kind of thing?
No. They're alive. Regardless, like every mother who gives birth will have postpartum depression. Usually, like most women do. Because they have all these emotions because they have to produce all these hormones to give birth. You know, they literally are doing something that, like, childbirth is so intense and so painful that most women forget that pain. Especially if they have a natural birth, because it's so painful, they just block it out. Like, it's so traumatizing, the pain goes away. And like women's bodies are like made to go through that, even though it's really painful, and like some people can die too if their like body is not in an ideal shape for childbirth. Some women have to have C-sections because of that, like not well-shaped anatomy, and some women, their blood flow doesn't go great and they like die from too much blood or whatnot because the arteries are how they lined up and yada yada yada. But most women have that postpartum depression just because they literally like just like their time of the month they're flushed with all these emotions and hormones, and that same thing is they had to build their body up to do this really intense thing. That think about in that first year, because I'm pretty sure postpartum depression lasts usually a year. If maybe a few months, but sometimes can be as intense as a year. Imagine losing your child within that section.
Just to add to the
and
mounds of things you're already feeling.
And that's usually when it's so intense that there's no going back. Sometimes mothers hold on to these reborns too long when they need to move on, and they'll never be able to move on because, I mean, are you going to take away a grieving mother's creepy reborn doll? I mean, no.
Like, eventually I'll just, like, if it was
go missing.
If it was my wife and we had sort of a situation and she was like, I want to get this doll, I'll be like, okay. And then I'll just kind of live with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be something that I'd probably be like,
you're not gonna be alone in a room with it.
No, it would probably be more like even 5 years down the line, if she still had the doll, I'd be like, okay, I get it. I'm just gonna let it, like, that'll be like one of those situations where I just let it be.
Right, yeah.
Like, I don't know.
It's hard.
Especially if, like, she's already going to therapy or whatever.
Right.
For, like, feeling scared and all these other emotions that come with that sort of thing.
Right, you don't want to try again, or even if you try
like,
again.
I'll just, like, let it sit.
It's hard, though, because sometimes it's very unhealthy. I mean, if they just have it on display, like, as a memory.
Oh, yeah,
some people literally have this whole shrine, or they still have a nursery. Like, so many, like, even if it's up to 5 years, like, using that unhealthy coping styles and whatnot. It's intense, because if
I would definitely probably recommend to my wife that we go talk to somebody.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, like, listen,
gotta move on.
I don't know if this is too healthy. We should probably talk to somebody about it if you don't want to, but I'm definitely going to, so you can join me, whatever.
Right, because it's intense. I couldn't imagine going through that, honestly.
Yeah.
But back to this derail of most hated parts is, when Toby died, it really just made no sense that his hat was the only thing to survive. Like, his whole body was vaporized.
Maybe it was like an organic thing?
No. I'm not going down that road. Sure, maybe, fine. But, like, sure.
Because, I mean, when the mayor got absorbed,
mm-hmm.
he wasn't harmed. You know what I mean?
He was organic material.
Yeah. Because, like, everything else that absorbed kind of just got messed with in some way, shape, or form, or deformed. Like, all the buildings, he just became a monster. Back. What do you mean? No, because he got vaporized. There was a difference, because it was an expulsion versus a, like, absorb. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, he was exuding energy to try to get through, so he blasted the organic material rather than absorbing the organic material.
Well, that still doesn't make sense. Sure, like, if the hat was somehow not organic material, like, none of it was organic material, and the rest of it that got vaporized, why would there still be a strand of hair in the hat? You know?
Hey, sometimes robots miss.
I can't with you. There were, like, no scorch marks or anything. Like, it just didn't make sense. And there wasn't enough, like, explanation to be like, oh, yeah, because of this, and this. Sure, maybe the comics do it. Maybe this is why the movie flopped, because they're like, hey.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have no idea. Maybe it's because... never mind, I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
I'll say that post. That's a post-podcast comment.
Okay. Gotcha. And then I'm gonna what am I trying to say? I'm gonna defend my idea of how Toby and Astro Boy are not the same person. Because sure, when I first watched this, I always thought of them as the same person. Because of course,
They are.
Just
until he gets to Earth.
Okay, yeah, sure. But, after all, like, the conspiracies and research and philosophical topics that I've read, and I've recognized Toby's dead, okay? Toby's dead. You have to honor that. The fact that, like, you can't just replace him, This robot, Astro, is a very different entity. He should not be valued less, and I believe robots are still living their own way, but he's his own person. Well, maybe not person, but, like, robot. Like, they're not the same. And, like, when he's like, I go by Astro now, I'm like, yes, you go, Roman.
See, but he had to discover that.
I know, but, like, because, yeah, he's forced to believe, like, I'm the same person. But even then, he's like, like, why this, why that?
Why does Dad look at me like that?
Yeah, like, sure, he has all these memories, but something still didn't feel right to him because he didn't, like, want to keep with those memories. And again, Toby's a more reckless kid because he's human, he's only human. That's why he's a little bit more reckless, but, still. And Astro has this blue core in him, which is the whole,
the super wholeness. Good kid, so he can't, in theory, he can't make the bad decisions.
True, yeah. He
which is
does.
Interesting because he chooses not to tell Cora that he's a robot.
See, that I don't think is a bad decision. I think that's more of, like...
Because that's a judgment call, though.
Yeah, that's a judgment call. I mean...
If you think about it right, the way that they defined the blue core was that it's like the embodiment of perfection or whatever.
Now mixed with human, like, memories though. So he knows that he can recognize that these are decisions he can make. So the influence of Toby probably messed with him.
That could be Toby too. That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird that Astro could be Toby too. Huh.
No.
They're the same person.
I really, like, if I had a least favorite character listed here, it would be Toby. That's how much that they're different.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to ever change your mind on this, but
Yeah.
every evidence in my brain that happens in the movie points to them being the same exact dude.
No. They're
Because
two
he's
different
still
people.
the 13-year-old kid.
14. Well, I guess he's 13. Yeah, never mind, sorry. Not 7.
Still, the height problem. It's a height problem. Because if I look at a 13-year-old and they're not at least,
What?
like 4 or 5 feet tall, I'm like,
Maybe he was.
man, you just have stunted growth or something. Your hormones are... Like, and part of the problem is maybe they just didn't show him compared to the other kids. The other teenagers, I guess. Because I was like, man, he's a pretty smart kid if he's able to go bump, 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 bump. You know what I mean? He looks so young.
Oh my goodness.
It's not like... Because there's a different... Like, when I look at Speed Racer, right? I'm like, that's a teenager.
Yeah,
Obviously.
17.
And then Toby is just like...
13.
He's like
Yeah.
classic anime where it's like, oh yeah, they're like 1,000,000 years old. And then they're like, wait, really?
5.
And then they're just like, yeah, I'm a goober. And I'm like, okay.
Jeez. Well, I also hated just everything about Hameg, because, like, from the start, like, he used and exploited him for his own game. It's pure evil. Actually, he's my least favorite character. But, yeah, let's get into your...
So it changed.
What are your spots?
I'm going to talk about the hated choices made before I get into the nitty-gritty of everything that I was just like, really? I wish I would have written down all the nitty-gritty that I was like, really? But some of the stuff I was just like, yeah, whatever. I understand that it's probably part of the grieving process, but Dr. Tenma hugging Toby, or hugging Astro like he lost Toby, I was like, that's kind of messed.
Well, I don't know how long it had been from when Toby died.
Like 2 weeks.
I have no idea, honestly. I don't think I ever, like, paid attention, but...
I feel like if he was grieving as much as he was, then there's no way he wouldn't have tried to figure it out immediately.
Yeah.
So it had to be like a week or 2.
So he went like 2 weeks or 1 week or 2 from seeing him because they didn't put the skin on him until right before he animated him.
Which was weird.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't tell if they're skinning him or if they're like projecting this onto him.
Hey, they didn't think it through.
But I mean, they skinned What's-Her-Bucket in The Fifth Element, so probably...
Yeah.
Similar vibes. I hated, like, I didn't hate the character.
Hate the player.
But I hated, like, Korra.
Really?
I didn't have a problem with her.
Okay.
I had a problem with her story.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Are you kidding me? Because she was like, yeah, I just got dumped down here. And I was like, really?
I think she ran away, technically. I think that was the hidden message. She actually ran away to see if her parents cared about her.
See, Metropolis, right?
Yeah.
Earth, right? Girl. I'm not a robot. What?
Maybe
Lands in the garbage.
I don't know.
You don't think she steals a car when she's a kid and is like, this is a great idea.
Preteen.
You don't know when she got down to Earth.
I don't know. It sounded like she's been there for a while.
Yeah, it sounded like she was missing for years. And so I was like, seriously, Mom and Dad don't notice immediately that their kid is gone?
You know, honestly, I can see her not being there pretty recently.
Well, it just threw me off because I was like, wait, really? She's been... Ha ha ha. Because there's a popular anime where they, like, throw away the... Like, right now, it's more recent, where they, like, throw away garbage. And then the garbage becomes the monsters. Becomes monsters, and there's like these dudes called cleaners who like take care of them. And this was like totally reminded me of that when she was like, yeah, I used to be in Metropolis, and then I got thrown in the garbage, and I was like, girl, seriously? That doesn't make any sense.
I've always had an understanding that, like, she ran away because she's at that young preteen age where, like, she ran away to see if her parents would pay attention because they're probably just like Astro's dad and caught up in all their work. And she probably was smart enough to hook something up to kind of run away. Maybe not as smart as Astro to get that phone working. But they never noticed, so they never went for her. And then she convincing the other kids that, like, yeah, I was thrown away, blah, blah, blah. Since she's the oldest of the kids, like, she's helping to take care of them with Ham-Egg, and of course they're going to look up to her because it's different than Ham-Egg. That's, like, my understanding. Don't know how accurate that is, but, I don't know, it felt like it was written like that for me. But I see how, yeah, like, I'm assuming all that, and that's holes, you know?
I hated that Ham-Egg was the bad guy.
You wanted to love him so much.
I did. And then I thought it was funny that, Zog, even though he didn't swear, I could totally see him saying the B word after he was about to squish Ham-Egg. Mm-hmm. He was like, "That's not how I word." Like, just imagine, because it's Sam Jackson.
Yeah, of course.
So I was just like,
yeah, waiting for it. What an interesting character to have in this movie too.
Yeah, I also, like, I thought it was funny the amount of times where the dog tried to tell them that Astro was a robot. Mm-hmm. Like, the kid who's just like, "What's wrong, boy?" And then he, like, clearly wrote out in the dirt, and he's like, "Well, good thing I can't read." And then he just kept walking. Like, that was funny.
Yeah, that's great.
Let's see, what was another thing that I didn't like? I hate, this is gonna be like a government thing, and then I'll end on this because I could go probably on for hours about this. Uh-huh. When people in cinema, I don't know if it's like a thing that was portrayed in real life in 2009 or whatever, mm-hmm. but the fact that the mayor was trying to start something that wasn't there. Yeah. He's like, the surface is coming for us. Mm-hmm. They're gunning for us. They want our stuff. Blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, what is this dude talking about? Like, when he was when they were first, like, introducing the Red Corps, and he was just like, we gotta make sure to be prepared for anything. And I was like, really? What are you preparing for? Literally, you float in the sky. What's gonna attack you?
An alien.
I didn't know aliens were... I thought this was like a metropolis city versus, like what life used to be on Earth.
He definitely meant the surface.
Yeah, I know, but I was just like... It's like, what are they gonna fight? The garbage dump that is Earth now? And I was just like, oh, he's just creating problems that don't exist so that he can exude power.
Sounds familiar, right?
That's so stupid. It honestly made me really mad. I was like, this dude is the worst character in this movie.
And isn't it, like, that wonderful? Like, that's the point. So, like, we have to feel so strong. Like, I love that about movies.
Some people are so obsessed about power that they just are like, oh, that's not what you meant. You meant that movies give us these strong feelings that,
that's what I meant.
that we probably wouldn't lash out about in reality, and so we're kind of happy that we get a...
Yeah, you get to do the movies.
I'm sure that everybody in the world, at least in the United States, could probably think of at least one person who's created a story to gain power. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so, that is real. Mm-hmm. Like, we kind of... never mind. I won't go into that rabbit hole again. But there's a bunch of historical figures as well as probably more recent figures as well who
fit the scope.
Yeah. Who have a story just to, like, stay in power or to create power, and I was like, that's really messed up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the fact that this mayor was just like, yeah, like, because at first I was just like, okay, dude, who you're gonna fight? And then he's like, let's fight the surface. And this was after Astro was already down on Earth. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I was like, really? You're gonna fight the garbage dump? That's literally just a bunch of broken robots that go, help me, I need batteries. That's literally all that they had.
Yeah.
And then I honestly thought, when they retrieved Astro, I honestly thought that he was, like, gonna send in a camera crew or whatever and be like, this is why we need to fight the surface, because they're creating these robots that can kill us.
Oh, that would have been smart.
And then he didn't do that, and I was like, wow, what a wasted opportunity. He just wanted the blue core.
Should have been his adversary.
And then he was just like, blue core means we could put it in the robot. And then I was just like, really, dude? And then he was like, we gotta put it in the stinking red car. And I was like, you already know that that's a bad idea.
Yeah, it already went really bad before.
Really? You want to do this again?
He's like, no, listen to me.
It'll be fine. Whoa!
It's so stupid.
It kind of, like, the final battle, and I think you've already seen this movie, so it shouldn't matter. It kind of reminded me of, like, how far have you gotten into the MCU?
We are on, I've seen a lot of the movies, but we're on Iron Man 2 right now.
Okay. It kind of reminded me of the final battle in Iron Man.
Oh, yeah.
Where it was just like, little guy doing his thing, fighting a bigger guy. Because they tweaked Donald Sutherland's voice a little bit so he sounded more gigantic. And I was just like, that kind of reminds me of the weird bald guy in Iron Man who's like,
oh, yeah.
Tony! Kaboosh! And then, like, Iron Man goes flying. I was like, this is totally a similar thing where it's just like giant robot dude versus tiny robot dude.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, 100%. Like, oh yeah, I'm bigger and my voice is deeper and I'm scarier, so obviously I'm gonna win. That's what you need to win.
It also kind of showed, like, pointing this out before we get into, like, the final whatevers. It also kind of showed the reliance on technology. Because dude was able to just go like, you know what? I'm not big enough. And then just like grab a skyscraper and all of a sudden the skyscraper was part of him.
Oh my gosh, his arm was like that ship and Toby's like, oh no, it's the government after me. And then he's like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, people depend on too much technology if they're having robots teach their kids how to live. And first off, the robots in this were actually really good. They were all good characters. Yeah. And they were all good influences.
Except for the Red Core. Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Was that technically the name of it, Peacemaker?
Yeah.
Or was the Peacemaker supposed to be something else?
The Peacemaker was the robot.
The Red Core one?
It was just the robot. Whether it had the red or blue core in it, it was still going to be the Peacemaker.
Oh. No, that's right.
The shell.
Yeah, the shell.
Was the Peacemaker.
But it was meant for war. Like he wanted to. He wanted to use the blue core
to
be a war machine still. Like,
yeah.
That was his point.
Which
wouldn't have worked.
Again, if we learn anything from cinema, it's that that's always a bad idea. Like even though I haven't seen the movie, I know that this is a bad idea because they were like, we're going to create a war machine in RoboCop. And then War Machine is like, screw you guys. Kills everybody in the boardroom. That's like one of the most notable scenes from that era of movies. Is just like all these dudes getting eviscerated by a giant robot, and I'm like, should have seen it coming.
4-year-old.
You see what happened?
Yeah.
4-year-old kid. That's a bad idea.
Shut up, kid. No one likes the smarty pants.
That's literally what happened.
Yeah. So then what would you change?
I'd probably change Korra's story.
Oh, yeah. Tweak it up a bit to make more sense.
Yeah, and then make, kind of just make the actual relationship with Earth a little bit more, known. Because it's kind of fuzzy.
Yeah.
Like, they don't really explain why they left Earth.
Yeah, they do.
No, they really don't.
It's too icky. Things were dying. They didn't want to fix it. So they just... only a city went up.
That's really weird.
Which, by the way, half of that city was a whole volcano.
What?
Yeah, when they show like designs of the whole city, like when you see all the city, it's a mountain, but I swear to you, it's just a volcano. I'm pretty sure there's a hole at the top, dormant volcano. But like, if you're gonna make a city float, and you want like how they're gonna think is more land, more whatever, half of it is mountain.
Yeah. I don't know, I didn't think it was a good strat.
No.
It's never a good strategy to be like, we gotta leave behind where we're at.
Yeah. It had the same concept as WALL-E, is it was too grubby, we weren't training it well. Like literally it was talking about how it wasn't being treated well and it wasn't sufficient for life for we decided to go to the skies.
And that's always bothered me because they're like, life isn't sufficient on Earth.
Instead of fixing it, let's just run away.
And then they're like, oh yeah, like, especially with this movie, that was like the big thing is whenever you're trying to promote something, it's like, promote this by, not promote something, but it's like, the way that this worked is like, and the same with WALL-E.
Yeah, no, 100%.
The Earth is trashed, we gotta leave. Similar vibe to this. And I think it's kind of bad publicity to be like, this is bad, and then because there were so many people at the end of the movie who were like, wait, people are still living down there?
Yeah, and the fact that they think everyone would be dead. They're also only one city.
You guys are from the surface? I was like, bro, you had to
know.
The
whole planet just gone? You know, and it's only this one city. At least WALL-E had this huge ship that had, like, so many people on it to be the only surviving people.
No, in WALL-E, I think it was the whole population.
Well, yeah, it was a huge ship with a lot of people on it. Yeah, that could be the whole population, yeah, but Metropolis was, or Metro City was literally just a city. And, like, the whole planet doesn't exist, apparently, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like that makes no sense.
They're promoting this haven
of
a world.
This is the whole population of Americans.
And then
it's just this tiny
they're
city.
just like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Well, because the thing is with skyscrapers, it's always easy because you can just build up.
Imagine if they just kept building up, and then the if it wasn't in the center of the floating mechanism, it just went wee.
Yeah. And so I was just like, it's kind of weird that the big plot hole, I guess, is that nobody questioned what's actually happening on Earth.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, it's so grand here. Why would I question?
But it seemed like everyone was super distracted.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point. You know, like, oh, look at this shiny robot. It'll clean for you. All you have to do is just.
Same was with WALL-E too. Like,
yeah.
Like in WALL-E, there's like the babies that are getting monitored, and I'm like, no way that these people put down screens to have babies.
No, honestly, probably not. They probably just like a robot does the extraction, and then they just incubate and go back to incubations.
Like take an egg and a sperm and be like, okay, now we're gonna just make a baby.
And you know, probably it's not even from the people who are there. It's probably like stored essences.
Oh yeah, like cryo stuff.
Yeah. Like they don't like say, oh, who will do this, unless if they're like, we'll give you 20 more credits if you give us your juices. You know, because like they're always.
Oh, like a donor.
Yeah, like
Except for they do it for like more for the money rather than.
Yeah, because they get the food to watch the shows.
So I guess most people. Never mind. I'm not gonna get into this.
They're more motivated because they don't have any other job. They just stay on the screens.
Yeah.
And if they get taken away. You know, the only thing I would change, it would just be like making the ideas and scenes more scientifically logical. Going back to the.
You say about a sci-fi movie?
No, I'm serious. Like, literally, it's not scientifically logical with the whole hat thing. With, like, you know, explain it more because, you know, it might be a great idea of the fact that, like, oh yeah, because, you know, the hat wasn't carbon matter. But is that a known fact that's logically put in there? No. Astro's creation, I mean, we're talking about how we don't really know that skin. It was kind of weird. Like, how it seemed more spray painted on.
Maybe you should have just read the manga.
My bad.
Source material probably
My
has the
bad.
information that you're looking for,
But here's the thing, though, is movie adaptations, you shouldn't have... I mean, yes, it's always nice to read the source material, but you shouldn't really have to. Like, I mean, sure, you could say, you know, if I give you, like, oh, there's questions, you should go to the source material. No, because that's the same reason, like, when you write, you shouldn't just assume your audience knows what you're talking about. I mean, you want to...
Isn't that what movies do, though?
No, you really... No, not always.
Sometimes they have to take creative liberties to get around the fact that they're writing about, like, a 20-volume manga series in an hour-and-a-half movie.
2 seconds to explain how this works. Like, we talked about this with Arthur and the Invisibles. Like, taking time to understand, like, the lore and that, like, you can't have a sci-fi movie if you have scientifical... plot holes, you know? Like, how he's being created, sure, you're doing this montage.
Yeah, but phi is the fantasy part. Psi is the science bit.
Yeah, I'm saying this was only phi. This felt like mainly phi.
Yeah, but it was psi because of all the robots and junk.
Yeah, but, like, you need the logic in it, too. This is what, like, doesn't hold up a good sci-fi movie. I want there to be time. I want to invest in the lore. Sure, we only have an hour and a half, but like I want to invest and know that.
Well, don't sometimes writers just leave information out to make it convenient for them? Like if you see someone writing a book, like you read some book and then you're like, well, that's interesting. I don't know why they left that out. And then you're like, oh, it's convenience.
Yeah, I guess they'll leave it up to the imagination too, but still.
Like you could still like argue to your point that his clothes were also inorganic.
Yeah.
So we really have no idea what that blast actually did.
Sure, it leaves like for you to keep wondering and talk about it, but it doesn't hold up for me.
You're just a doubter.
I'm just a doubter. Like I need things to be
I
logical.
need absolute proof.
Yeah, I need
that
logic.
This makes 100% sense.
Like I honestly, I hate when like certain fantasies have to hold up, even though like it's fantasy, it's not going to be true. Like there needs to be
like if a unicorn doesn't actually have a horn and they still call it a unicorn.
You know, I learned what an alicorn was, and I'm distraught.
I don't know what that is.
It's what I thought was a Pegasus, but a Pegasus doesn't have a unicorn horn.
No, it doesn't.
That's what an alicorn is. It's a Pegasus with a unicorn horn, but I didn't know that.
Why do they call it that?
What? A Pegasus?
No, an alicorn.
I don't know.
Why not a pegacorn? Because, I mean, that would make more sense, right?
No, I think that's pretty terrible. I think someone vetoed that a long time ago.
Yeah, that's fair. They're like, let's put the kibosh on that. Next order of business.
Well, did you like the movie overall?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Extra large every time. I'd probably go watch it again.
Oh, still, even though I had like a lot of criticism and I'm mad about this.
If your criticism was the only the hat thing being the only thing, then I don't think that's a lot.
Well, no, I mean, even when his like robotic body was created, like when he was spray painting the skin, like there was literally no invisible field of like, oh yeah, this is invisible metal, where they like tinted it so that they could see underneath with the parts, and then they tint the skin. Or is it spray painting metal nanoids that are gonna form this metallic skin? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, I need to see the creation more, or like the whole idea, you know, just didn't work. But it's literally not that much, yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I'd give it extra large, and I'm still gonna watch it.
And with that will end our lovely Astro Boy podcast and figuring out whether or not we actually like this movie. Which of course we did.
Yeah, obviously. We like every movie.
And then kind of sticking to the anime trope, I believe that next time, for the next movie we should watch, I'm going to pick Promare by Studio Trigger.
Never heard about that.
She's never heard of it. So it's perfect because I love it and you've never heard of it. Just like this movie for you. You love it and
You've technically watched it before.
But it wasn't a core enough memory to be able to be like, okay, yeah. So Promare. You can watch it in English or Japanese. It doesn't really matter to me. We'll just kind of discuss actors we recognize regardless of whether we watch it with subtitles. We're gonna go with it.
Alright.
Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. I should, yeah. Unless if it has unscientifically held up bits.
Wow. I'm gonna feel sorry for you, baby.
Alright, well then we'll catch you next week then, guys.
Thank you so much. Love you.
Bye.